Hey everybody, it's Mr. Warren here. I'm going to work out some example problems for you for exercise 8.1, and we're talking all about linear functions here. This problem says the equation of a function is y equals 2x minus 1. Our first problem is we need to construct a table of values for the function for x equals -3, -1, 0, and 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw a table. And I'm going to have one column of my table be for x's, and the other column is going to be for y's. Now remember that I get y by taking what I chose for x, multiplying it by 2, and subtracting 1. That's what this function means. It means we're going to pick numbers for x. We're going to plug this x into the function right there for this x here. And then we're going to evaluate what y is. So for example, for the first one, when x is -3, I'm going to take this -3, I'm going to plug it into this function, and I'm going to evaluate. So our y is going to be equal to 2 times -3 minus 1. And this is 2 times -3 is -6, minus 1 is -7. So when x is -3, y is -7. When x is -1, y is going to be equal to 2 times -1 minus 1. 2 times -1 is -2, minus 1 is -3. And so on and so forth. I pick the next one. When x is 0, y is going to be equal to 2 times 0 minus 1. So notice the only thing that's changing is I'm plugging in this number in for x every time. When x is 3, y is equal to 2 times 3 minus 1, which is going to be 5. And we're done. We've constructed the table. That's all we need to do there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to write down these numbers from the table in ordered pairs. Now, an ordered pair has an x coordinate and a y coordinate. So for every row of our table, I'm just going to write down what was the x I plugged in? Well, it was -3. What was the y that I got out? It was -7. We're going to write that as an ordered pair. So for this next row, when x was -1, y was -3. When x is 0, y is -1. And when x is 3, y is 5. That's it. We're done with that section of the problem. The next one says draw the graph of the function for values of x between -3 and 3. Now what this says is -3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 3. And that's a fancy way of saying that we want to draw this function, but we only want values for x that are between -3 and 3. Now, if you look, these numbers that they gave us are between -3 and 3. So that's great. We're just going to take these points here, and we're going to plot them on a coordinate plane, and we're going to connect them with a line. So here I'll go to GeoGebra, and I'm going to put these points down. So the first point, let's go ahead and make sure we're snapping to grid. The first point is down here. It's 3 to the left and 7 down. That's -3, -7 right there. The next point was -1, -3. That's right there. And then we had 0, -1. That's that point right there. And then our last point was, what was it? X was equal to 3 and y was 5. All right, so, oops. Undo, get my move tool. All right, so here's the line. I'm going to have to full screen this here. There we go. I want you to be able to see the coordinates. Now, when they say draw the graph between values of x's -3 and 3, that means that we're really going to have a line segment, and it's going to go from here to here. That's the line segment they want. They don't want you to draw the graph. Like, we know that a linear function like this is defined everywhere. We could actually take a full line and it goes off in both directions. But for this problem, they just want you to make the line segment between our two endpoints there. All right. If you have any questions, just post on Classroom or on the comments of this YouTube video. All right, thanks. Bye.